Hi everyone, and welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. So this is take 2. I accidentally went live over in my personal profile, which I have never done before by accident. So I'm sorry that I'm a little bit late. But yes, it took me a moment to work out that I had done that. So thankfully I have other devices up, so I'm watching what I'm doing, because otherwise I would not have realized and I would have filmed the whole thing over there, which would have been fine. I could have shared it over here, but you would have all been wondering where I was. So, oh dear, gotta love technology. Or sometimes it's the user's fault, which today it was. So, oh good, I'm here now. So let me say everything again that I had said. Thank you to those of you who are coming live with me today. If you are here with me live, you will see a red live button on the top left hand corner. You'll know that you're live here on Facebook with me. If you don't see that and you're here on my Facebook business page, then you'll be watching the replay. So thank you for coming back and watching the replay. And if you're watching over on YouTube, thank you so much for coming over to my YouTube channel. I appreciate your support. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you have a look down below this video on the right hand corner, you'll see a subscribe button. You can click on that to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then also click on the bell icon and you can choose how you would like to be notified when I upload new videos. So now take a breath and it's all good. We're here, we're in the right place now, and so we can move on. As I was saying over on my personal profile, I have got a really cute card for you today, which is a really easy card to put together. We're not doing any die cutting or punching today. We are just stamping, coloring and sticking. We're using some beautiful designer series paper and some pretty glimmer paper, because you know I love my blingy bling. So yeah, so I hope you enjoy the project that I have for you today. It's super cute. As you're jumping on, say hi, let me know that you're here. And if this is your first time watching, then please let me know where you're watching from. We love having new viewers to our group here. Hey Rose, how are you? Lovely to have you here. Hey Dimity, how are you? Great to have you here. And we've got a few others watching as well in the background. Robin's here. Hi Robin, how you going? Great to have you here. So how was everybody's weekend? Well, I actually haven't seen you for a couple of weeks, have I? Because we didn't go live last Monday, because that was the day of the Queen's funeral, and I know a lot of people were going to be watching that, and you know, there was a lot happening right throughout the day. So yeah, it was a bit of a sad day, but it was a beautiful service. Well, multiple services, they were all beautiful. I watched them all. Yeah, and the card that I'm making today kind of reminds me of the Queen. So I'll talk more about that as I go to make it. Hey Julie, how you going? Great to have you here. So yeah, so we've got a cool project today, which is going to be really easy. So if it's one that you want to case, which is copy and selectively edit, or copy and share everything, then you are welcome to do so, either with the same stamp set, or you might even like to use the layout to spark an idea with a different stamp set, or even the color scheme that I have chosen as well. Then you can case it in lots of different ways. So hopefully you'll get some creative inspiration today. If you're crafting along with me today, let me know in the comments. What are you crafting today? What are you creating? You might be creating a card, a scrapbook layout, or perhaps you're doing some other sort of craft, some knitting or crocheting or something like that. Let me know in the comments. Hey Sharon, how you going? Great to have you with us today. Thank you for joining us. So I have got my cuppa. Today I am drinking, now which one did I put in? Ginger nut chai, that's right. My ginger nut chai in my beautiful Stampin' Up tumbler. And it's a T2 tea. I just realized I've got my sipper lid around the wrong way. So I'm just going to turn that around before I get my craft projects out, because I don't like to have an open cup when my craft projects are out. Hey Martha, how you going? There we go. Yeah, so ginger nut chai. If you love ginger, gingerbread, ginger snap biscuits, any type of ginger, then try T2's ginger nut chai. It's beautiful. And I really like this one. It's one of my favorites. So that's what I have got. That's what I'm sipping on today. What's everyone else drinking today? Let me know in the comments. Robin says, thank you. She's not bad today. Awesome. And you? I'm good, thank you. A bit out of breath because I accidentally went live over on my personal profile, and then after my intro and everything, and I couldn't find the video on my iPad, I realized what I had done. So it flustered me just a little bit, but I'm all good. It's all good. Oh, Rose is doing a jigsaw. Oh, beautiful. What's the photograph or the image on your jigsaw? Rose, I'd love to know. We like jigsaws in this family too. We've got some avid jigsaw people. We've got many jigsaw puzzles. We love jigsaws and games, so we've got multiples of both. Dimity's just putting the backs on her new stamps. Oh, the stickers, putting the stickers on your new stamps. Awesome. I had to do that today too because I got a few new stamp sets in the last week, and so one of them is one of the ones I'm using today, and I opened it up and thought, oh yes, that's right, I've got to do the stickers. So I had to sit there and put all my stickers on first before I could start creating. Dimity is drinking tea, ordinary black tea today. Great, love my cuppers. Good to hear I'm good. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. We had a lovely weekend. The weather was gorgeous. It was so beautiful. In fact, our fruit trees are all fruiting. So we've got a peach tree, which was actually a grafted, it started out being a nectarine tree originally because it was grafted. And then we had nectarines for the first year. It was really weird. We had nectarines for well, I don't know if it was the very first year, but when it first fruited, we had nectarines. And then ever since then, we've been getting peaches. So it was like a dual graft, but now we're not getting nectarines, we're just getting peaches. I don't know how all that works, but anyway, we get beautiful, beautiful big peaches on there. It's flowering, but my husband discovered that it's got a fungal infection in the leaves. So he had to go to the nursery yesterday. Yesterday? Did he go yesterday? Yesterday, I think it was, yes. And find out about that. So he took some samples of the leaves with him, and they're really weird. Like, they're a pretty color because they've become sort of like a purpley color, but they're like bubbled up, and they're sort of like almost sort of crimped, but it's hard to explain. But yeah, looks really pretty, but it's not. It's actually a problem. So he went and got some special stuff to spray that before the fruit comes. So that's good. We don't really like spraying chemicals. We like to have our fruit trees organic, but because it's got this fungus, it needed to be treated. So anyway, yeah, and then we've got our mandarin tree, which is a dwarf mandarin tree, and then we've got a dwarf orange and a dwarf lemon tree as well, and they're all flowering at the moment, and all the little buds are just starting to form. So I think he ended up spraying all of them because the lemon and the orange, they're next to each other down the other end of the veggie garden, but they have like leaf curl or something. I don't know, they're not right either. So I don't know, it might be something in our soil, could be, not sure. We used to have pumpkins down that end too, and they got a fungus too, so perhaps it's the soil. I don't know. Anyway, he's treated them before we get the fruit growing, so that hopefully, yeah, the chemicals won't be in the fruit. So yes, so that was yesterday, and of course we had to watch out for Puppy while he was spraying, so we kept her inside. But the other thing is too, we've got so many bees out there at the moment, so we've got to be really careful whenever we take Callie outside, because we think that she would probably be allergic to bees. Most dogs, I think, are. Our last dog was anaphylactic to bees, and she had a couple of bee stings, and they were very scary. And this little one's got many more problems than our last dog, so we certainly don't want to try it. So we always do a check before we take her outside. We do a check to make sure it's safe for her to be out there, no bees on the grass or anything. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, Sharon is supposed to be writing a tutorial. Oh, well, thank you for pausing writing your tutorial to come and join us. But yeah, tutorials are challenging sometimes, aren't they? It depends on how much detail you put into them though too. I think I'm a details person, so I like to add lots of detail, and perhaps my tutorials are more detailed, I don't know. But yeah, all the best with that, Sharon. I hope that I'm sure that you'll get it done eventually. It'll be there waiting. Let me take a sip and wet my whistle. Yummy. All right, so before we jump into our project, I will just tell you a little bit of Stampin' Up news so that you know what's happening. So today is, I should have said the date at the beginning of the live, but I forgot. It's the 26th, Monday the 26th of September. So can you believe we've only got a few days left of September? So that means that we've only got 2 days left of the weekly deals specials. So if you haven't seen the weekly deals, every week throughout September, there's been several items. There's been about 12 each week, 12 different ones each week. This week we've got 15 actually. Different items that are discounted, that are only for a week, and so they all have different discounts on them, those different items. But if you haven't seen them, you've got 2 more days to grab this week's discount, and as I said, there's 15 items that are discounted this week, and there's some really beautiful products there that are discounted. So you can go to my online store to check out any of these promotions. I'll give you the link for that shortly when I finish showing you the promotions that are running. But yeah, only 2 more days to grab those weekly deal discounts. And they're great ones for if you're popping in an order already, then they're great to have a look, check to see if there's anything in the weekly deals, discounts, and then just tack that onto your order as well. So yeah, so that's a good way of doing it if you're already ordering other things. Now the other thing is too, we've got our Perfect Partners promotion. I've been talking about this one all through September, and if you receive my newsletter, then you've been being updated on this and on the weekly deals as well. So Perfect Partners runs until the 30th of September, and the 30th is what day? Friday. Friday's going to be the 30th. So there are 6 exclusives, so there's 2 on this sheet and the other 4 on this sheet. 6 exclusive dies that are only available during September that coordinate with current stamp sets from the annual catalogue. And I think there's a couple there from the mini as well. Let me remind myself which ones they are. I think the Yeti might be from the mini catalogue. I can't remember now. I think so. But anyway, yeah, so they are only going to be available until the end of this week, till Friday. So I did show this one, the Trimming the Trees bundle, because I actually had a class using that as well, and yeah, so you can see that there. And because Christmas is coming up and a lot of us are starting Christmas cards, I thought that was a great one to highlight as well. So I showed that one and created with that a couple of weeks ago. So you can get the stamp sets. The stamp sets are always available in the catalogues, but while the dies are available, you can purchase them together with the stamp set as a bundle and save 10% on both. So yeah, so check that out in my online store if you haven't seen that already. There's some really beautiful ones there. The Apple Blossom, is it Apple Harvest? Yeah, Apple Harvest bundle has been really popular actually, this one here. And this is the sample that's up here. That one's been really, really popular. Lots of people have been snapping up that one. Okay, now the other thing too that is coming up is our special event for World Card Making Day. So Stampin' Up is putting on an event. It's a virtual event and everybody is welcome to join, whether or not you're a demonstrator, a customer. If you want to just come along to watch, you don't have to craft along if you don't want to. You can just come along and watch. It's going to be a 3-hour event and it's absolutely free. So if you would like to come along to celebrate World Card Making Day with us, then feel free to do that. You can find the link to do that in my online store as well. Up the top when you go to my online store, you'll see like a banner. They sort of carousel through. You'll see each of those promotions carousel through. When you see the World Card Making Day one, click on that and it'll give you all of the information. And there's a Q&A section there as well if you have any questions or you're unsure, and it'll give you a link. Now you don't have to register for it. However, if you do register for it, then Stampin' Up will send you updates and things like that to keep you up to date with the event itself. So that's coming up really soon. That's going to actually be on Saturday. So that's super cool. Now there are specific products that are going to be used during this event. Now, as I said, you don't have to have these. You can change it up and use something else, products that you already have, or you might like to watch first and then decide if you like them and then purchase them later. I think it's going to be available on replay. I'm just trying to remember. I think it will be available on replay to watch later. Did it tell me on here? Doesn't tell me on this one. I'll have to double check that. But these are the 3 bundles that are being used in the event. So if you would like to have those to be able to craft along, then you can. But otherwise, I said, as you can just watch along. And also, even at the bottom of this flyer, it gives you all of the cardstock and colouring mediums and colouring tools and things like that that you'll need. So yeah, so that's available as well. If you would like a copy of this, then please let me know. And I think there is information on this as well in my online store when you click on the logo, the advertisement for it. So check all that out. Now to find my online store, here you go. So you can go to my blog or you can go to my website. You can do either. On both of those, you'll see a shop button. So you click on the shop button and that will take you through to my online store. So for my blog, it's mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com. And I've got lots of other things there on my blog as well. So you might like to check that out. There's some other creative inspiration. I've got tutorials there as well. The PDFs of the catalogs, and also there is a subscribe section there if you want to subscribe to my weekly newsletter so that I can keep you up to date with that. And then over on my website, you can also get to my shop button there too, and over there is my calendar of upcoming events for the rest of the year actually, so you can check them out too. So feel free to go to either or both of those. And that's where you can find the information. But if you have got any questions, please feel free to get in contact with me either via Messenger or email, or if you're here on my Facebook page, at the top of my profile is my bio, and in my bio you can actually get my contact details there. So check that out. So let's see, I'll just catch up now. Also too, don't forget we've got the catalogs. So if you would like copies of the catalogs, then let me know. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia, then I would love to help you out and I would love to be your demonstrator and look after you. So if you just get in contact with me and I can send out those catalogs to you as well. Alrighty, so we are going, I'll just pop these over there. We are going to, hang on, let me just check. I've got my computer over here at the side as well. I'm just going to bring, oh, hang on a minute. I'll just bring this up. Where are we? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. I'll just bring that up over there as well, just in case my iPad plays up, because sometimes my iPad plays up when I'm live. So what I will do is when I finish this this live, I will put a link to my shop, my online shop, in the description of this video, both here on Facebook and over on YouTube. I will put all of my links for everything over there. But here on Facebook, I'll just put my shop link because Facebook doesn't like when we put too many links. So I don't want to end up in Facebook jail. Yeah, so I'll put that up there so you can jump straight over to my online store. If you want to check any of that out now while I'm talking, I'll just pop it in the comments for you. I'll just grab my link, 2 secs. Copy link, there we go. All right, so I'll pop that over here for you. Just typing this in, Mandy's online store, and paste the link. There we go. So if you want to check out any of those promotions, there's the link in the comments. And as I said, I'll put it in the description of this video when I finish filming, so that you can jump over there and check out those promotions if there's anything there that you're interested in, or definitely check out the World Card Making Day event, because it's going to be great. Now, if you are one of my customers and you are or one of my team members, and I've already told my team members this, and you would like to come along, then let me know so that we can keep in contact during the event as well. I'm going to set up a group so that we can keep in touch during the event, so that we can chat and things and enjoy it together. So yeah, so just let me know if you're planning to attend. All right, let me catch up on some comments. Oh, okay, great. So Rose said she put the photo in my Facebook messages of her jigsaw. Oh, fantastic. Thanks, Rose. I'll check that out later. Fantastic. Oh, Navon's here. Hi, Navon. How you going? Great to have you here. Alrighty, so what we'll do is I will tip the camera down onto my desktop so that we can get started with our card today, because I'll just pop my keyboard over there in case I need it, so we can get crafting and I can show you what we're going to be playing with today. So bear with me, I'm going to cover up my camera while I flip it down so that I don't make you all dizzy while I adjust everything. So bear with me for one moment. Here we go. Okay, so I'll flip those cameras and I'll just adjust my stand. Whoop, hang on a minute, my power cord is caught behind my drink bottle. I don't want to tip that over. There we go. Okay. And I'm just grabbing, there we go, just grabbed my other candle to weight down my my stand, because I realized, there we go, I realized I only had one candle on there, and when I moved my stand and adjusted it so that the camera is sort of sitting out a bit, it felt like it was going to tip. So we certainly don't want that. Alrighty, so let's see if we've got that straight, and I'll bring down my details here. Now, if you are shopping with me in my online store, oh, I'm a little bit crooked, I'll straighten that up for you. Be sure to use my host code. And that way, when you use my host code, if your order is over $75, I will send you a thank you gift. For shopping with me. I like to look after my customers, so every order receives a thank you card from me, but orders over 75 will also receive a, and 75, that's before shipping, before your shipping fee. So you will also receive a gift from me as well. Okay, so today we are going to be playing with a product from the annual catalogue. So we are going to be, oh, I just saw a comment pop up there from Julie. Hang on a sec. Julie said, just had a look, and the World Card Making event will be recorded and will be accessible after it. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Julie, for checking that for me. I thought I remembered reading that, but then I was second guessing myself. So thanks so much for checking that for me. That's awesome. All right, so we are going to be playing with today on page 51 of the annual catalogue. We are going to be playing with the very cute Gladware Friends. Now, I always thought that this stamp set was really cute, and I love the fun sentiments that are in it as well. But when the Queen passed away just recently, I thought, oh, I have to get that card with the Corgi on it, you know, in memory of her. And so I ordered that straight away, and it just arrived last week. But of course I didn't hold a Facebook Live last week, otherwise I would have done it last week. But so this is the one that we're going to be focusing on today. But we're making a happy card, not a sad card, but we're making a happy card using the very cute little Corgi. But how cute is the little guinea pig as well, and the little kitty cat with its little crown on. So I just really love this. So we're going to be using that stamp set, and look, there's a couple of cute little ideas there as well in the catalogue. Make sure that you do check out the sample projects in the catalogue, because you get lots of creative inspiration from them, even if you change up the stamp set and use the layout or use the colors. Yeah, it's a great way of getting some creative inspiration, so be sure that you do check that out. Okay, so that's what we're using, and I'll pop this over there out of the way, and let's bring in the stamp set. So this stamp set is a red rubber stamp set. So I've already put my stamps on the block that we're going to be using today. So we're using the Corgi with the fan, and then we're using the sentiment, I'm blown away by you. And this is really fun because it's sort of like the way they've done the font is like it's blowing with the fan. So we're going to be using that. It's really cute. So the red rubber stamps, they come, when you receive them, they'll come on a sheet. I think I put it in here already. They come on a sheet. So I pop them all out of the sheet. On the back of each of the stamps is a paper covering, which protects the foam layer. So the red rubber stamps, these are called cling stamps, and they have a layer of foam. Now the back part of the layer of the foam is a little bit sort of smooth and tacky, so that will stick to a block, and then you can remove it again as well. I'll show you. Okay, so it'll stick to the block like that, so you can stamp like that and then you can remove it. You also get a sheet of stickers. Now I've removed all of these stickers because I've put the stickers on my stamps. And I like to, some people don't like to put the stickers on their stamps, but I like to do that because it helps for me. It helps me to line them up, especially with the sentiments. So yeah, so the stickers do come separately, and you apply them to your stamps before you use them. Just remember to always remove. I need to do a video of showing you how to do that. Because some people still get a bit stuck with that sometimes. Just remember to remove the paper backing first before you adhere your stamps. So as you can see, I've put, before you adhere your stickers, sorry. As you can see, I've put the stickers on these ones already. Okay, so, so these are how the stickers look once they're in your case, and then you can see through the back cover of your case to see your stamps. So we're going to be using the little Corgi, and we're going to be using this sentiment here, I'm blown away by you. We are also going to be using today, I'll pop that back up there out of the way. We are also going to be using some of the Butterfly Kisses 6x6 inch designer series paper. Now, I don't have much of this left. Look, I've used quite a bit of this, and this was in a class that I held recently as well. So they're beautiful, bold, bright, colourful patterns with butterflies, but we're not using any of the butterfly paper. We're using some of the reverse side today. Well, actually, no, we're not. We're using the front side of one of the other patterns, which is a florally pattern that we're using. But they're just really fun, bright colours. And then you've got some softer colours and patterns on the reverse side as well that you can use with other projects. This one's really cute with the little flowers on it too. So yeah, so that's not obviously a full pack because you do get 48 sheets in this one, and I've got very few left. The other thing we're going to be using too is the 6x6 sorry, the 2022 to 2024 in color 6x6 inch glimmer paper. This is gorgeous, and I haven't used this for a while. So I thought today was a great chance to be able to use it because the colors of the Starry Sky coordinate with the paper that I've chosen out of the Butterfly Kisses designer series paper. Sorry, I'm losing my words today. So you get lots and lots of this gorgeous glimmer paper in colors, and they're an ombre effect. So if you can see, I pulled out the color that we're using. So hang on a sec, let me put these back in. We're using the Starry Sky, and as you can see, they've got an ombre effect where they start light and then get darker. So I really love that. So we're going to use some of that today, and it's sparkly and beautiful. I love things that sparkle and shine. We're also going to be using some Starry Sky classic Stampin' Pad, and we're going to be using some Tuxedo Memento Black, and then I've got the Starry Sky metallic woven ribbon to coordinate as well. And then we've got some bling too. So I haven't decided which bling yet, but I'll probably end up using the in color matte dots, which coordinate too. So let me grab them out. I've got a whole heap of bling. Look at all of this beautiful bling. I've got 2 containers full of bling, plus I've got another one of unopened bling as well, but we've got all these different ones. We might use some of these blue ones, or if they don't go, we might end up using something else, but I'll keep them all handy. This is all these beautiful different ones here to choose from. Plus I've got my standard bling in my other container as well. So this has got all my pearls and rhinestones in this one. So lots of different ones. Oh, this one's nearly empty. So lots of different ones in there. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to open up a new packet of rhinestones too. All right, so that's what we'll leave those ones out. We are using some Stampin' Blends as well. So we have got a few different colors. I'm using Pumpkin Pie in the light and the dark. I'm using the light Melon Mambo, dark Smoky Slate, light Grey Granite, and the light Starry Sky. Okay, so they're the colors that we're using today as well. All right, so let me show you. Now, I don't have a finished project yet because I only had 1 piece left of this designer series paper. So I couldn't make one up for you in advance because otherwise I wouldn't have had enough. Now, all of the measurements I'm going to give you on my blog. So that'll be on my blog tomorrow. So you can go to my blog to get all of the measurements. But basically, it's really easy. We're using a pumpkin pie card base, and we're having it open this way. So it's going to be a landscape card, but we're having it open this way rather than traditionally top to bottom as I normally do them. I thought I'm going to change it up today. We've got some of that gorgeous Butterfly Kisses designer series paper, and as you can see, this one doesn't have butterflies on it. And it's got the some different colors on the other side with a different design, but we're using the floral side today. We've got a piece of the in color glimmer paper in the Starry Sky, and I've got it so that it's going from dark to light, and I'll explain to you why. Oh, Amber said, if you need them, I put an opened packet of rhinestones with my in progress things in your tray. Oh, thank you, on my in tray. Thank you. I'll grab those now just in case. Aha, there we go. Amber had them out. She's been creating today too, or over the last couple of days actually. Oh, hey Glenda, I just saw that you had jumped on. How are you? Great to have you with us. Now I've got a piece here of thick Whisper White because we're going to be, oh sorry, not Whisper White, Basic White. I can't believe we're still saying Whisper White when it changed to Basic White quite a while ago. So a lot of us are still doing it. Because we're using Stampin' Blends today, I like to use thick Basic White when I'm colouring with Stampin' Blends because of the absorbency of the alcohol markers. I just find that they work a lot better with the thick. You can use the ordinary. It does absorb through the cardstock though as well, so just be careful about that and just make sure you protect your work surface. All right, so let's start. So yeah, as you can see, very easy, very simple layers. The focal point obviously is going to be the stamped image. So let's get started. So we're going to start by stamping our corgi, our cute little corgi in Tuxedo Memento Black. Now I'm going to just bring in a piece of small grid paper just to protect my desk as I stamp and as I colour as well. Okay, so I've got a little bit of lint on my stamp. There we go, got it. All right, now with the memento, I like to get it on my fingers. Yes, always getting it on my fingers. Let me move over a little bit. Hang on a sec. There we go. So I like to rub my memento on my stamp first and then tap it. Now I notice with this stamp, you've got to make sure that you put plenty of ink in the center of his little face on his nose, his or hers. And I read just recently, I think it was last week after the Queen's funeral. So I'm going to stamp this over to the left-hand side. I read that one of the Queen's favourite corgis was very aged and passed away a few months ago. And yeah, was one of her little companion doggies. So that would have been very sad for her. There we go, so cute. All right, and we're going to leave a space here to stamp the sentiment later. I'm going to colour the corgi first before I stamp the sentiment because I don't want to smudge the ink. Now we'll give this a clean, so I like to stamp off the excess ink first and then take that to my chamois. I started to christen the opposite side of my chamois on the weekend. Look, I was designing for a class and I thought, oh, I'm going to turn it over and start christening the other side, but it started getting messy and I'm like, no, turn it back over to the dirty side. The whole thing will end up getting stained. I washed it out on the weekend, so it is actually nice and clean. It's just that it's stained. All right, now when you're using Stampin Blends, it's a good idea to let your ink dry, let your memento ink dry, or if you're stamping with classic Stampin' pads and then colouring, just let that ink dry for a few minutes first before you start to colour, because otherwise what can happen is the ink can actually bleed. So because of that, I went ahead and I actually stamped one before we started today, just so I made sure that it was nice and dry, ready to start with the colouring. Alrighty, so we're going to start with colouring our cute little corgi. So I looked up some images today of corgis to just make sure that I got the color right, and they are in different colors. Like some of them are darker, some of them are lighter, but I like the real orange color, like a ginger cat color. So that's what I'm going to do. And I did notice with a lot of the images of corgis that I saw, they tend to be darker on the down the center of their back, and then the color sort of lightens down their coat a little bit. So yeah, so I thought I can use a combination of the two colors. So I'm going to use the dark pumpkin pie to begin with. Oh, let me put my glasses on, because otherwise my vision gets a little bit blurry when I'm coloring, and I'll bring the lights in a little bit more too. There you go, is that a bit better? All right, so I'm going to go with a little bit of the dark just around the sides of the face and along the back. And I'm just going to take it down a little bit more along the back there, and then we're going to blend that in. So we'll just do up the sides of the face there. There we go. All right, so just using a little bit of the black, of the dark, sorry. I'll go on this side as well. Oh, there's the other cap. I was thinking, why isn't that coming off? And then I'm going to use the light pumpkin pie to, actually I'll use the, I'll use the bullet tip for just this section over here because it's only a very narrow little section. And as we're going along, just blending in that dark so that it's not too harsh, but so that you still see sort of that darker color. And then down the center of their face and on their tummies, most corgis are white. So I think they're really cute little corgis. They're cute little stumpy legs. And they're very solid little dogs actually. So I'm just blending over the top of that color. The trick too with the using the light and dark when you are shading is to, or when you're blending them together, is to make sure that that dark color is still wet when you're adding the light and when you're trying to blend it down, because if that dries, it won't blend nicely. So when you're doing this, just work in small sections at a time. I knew that I only had a small area to do, so that's why I laid down the dark all at once. Normally I would just do section by section. There we go. Cute. Okay, good. Now I'm just going to use the bullet tip to just go around the outside edge of the ear, because the inside of their ears is white usually from the photos that I saw today. So just put a little line around the outside edge and the rest of that is white. So that is as easy as it is to colour our little corgi. So we're going to colour the tongue now, and for the tongue I'm using light melon mambo. I saw a photo of a cute little puppy corgi. Oh my goodness, it was so adorable, and it had like a bright pink tongue like this. And so I thought I'm going to use a bright pink. Yeah, it was just so cute. Julie said some of the neutral colour Stampin' Blends may work also. Yes, they might too. Yep, because some of the corgis are a little bit more sort of sandy coloured as well. And then you've got, I know that the Queen had some Corgi Cross as well. I can't remember what they were crossed with, but they're a different colour again, like more brown sort of colour. Dimity said, I've had the brown colour, blue merle, brindle and white. Oh wow, my first when you were 16 was black and white. Black and white corgi. Oh, there you go. I didn't know they came in so many colours. Well, there you go. So we're learning all about corgis today. Cute. All right, so I'm going to colour the fan now. Now I'm going to have this as being, I sort of thought it looked like an old-fashioned sort of fan, like not one of the modern plastic fans, but like a more metal fan or metallic fan. So I decided to use the dark smoky slate. And I'm going to colour parts of this, and I'm not doing any blending on this. I'm just simply colouring just like you would with any other, you know, sort of marker. So I guess there probably would be, you know, shadows and reflections and things like that. So you could leave little white spaces where you think there might be reflections perhaps. But I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to colour the whole thing. Just very simply. And I love too with the Stampin' Blends that you don't really need to be neat with your colouring, because of the alcohol ink in them. The colour just absorbs into the cardstock and gives you a really smooth finish, which is awesome. All right, now to bring in a little bit of the Starry Sky from the cardstock, from the Designer Series paper, the little streamers that are on here, I'm going to colour them in light Starry Sky. Losing my words and getting my tongue all tied today. And I'm just touching the tip of that marker very lightly onto that cardstock to colour those, because it's only a small section, and the cardstock just absorbs that colour really beautifully. So that's it. That's as easy as it is. How cute is this little guy? So adorable. Really, really cute. All right. So now we're going to stamp our sentiment. And look, I'm just going to stamp it straight onto here. You could, I thought about it afterwards and I thought, oh, I could do a banner, or I could do a label, or I could do, you know, there's a number of things that you could do. You could even fussy cut the puppy dog and mount him up on, like you could stamp another one and mount it up, or just cut him out and mount him up on dimensionals or whatever. But I thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep it, oh, grounded. Thank you, Amber. I knew I forgot something. Just going to keep it really, really simple. Thank you. On my sample when I was playing with colours, I did have it grounded, and that's why I got out this extra colour, which I didn't use just now, light grey granite. That was for the grounding, which I forgot. So thank you for reminding me. So just going to put a little bit of grey granite underneath the Corgi, just to ground him, and underneath the fan as well. And look, we'll go right across because the reflection of that fan there, the shadowing of that fan, there we go. And now he looks like he's grounded. He's not just floating in the air now. There we go. Good. Okay. So what we'll do, actually I'll just go a little bit more down here. Like that. There we go. So it's all sort of connected. There we go. Okay, great. Alrighty, so now we're done. Now we can stamp our sentiment. So I'm just stamping in the starry sky, and this sentiment looks like it is being blown away with the fan. So I'm going to line this up on my grid paper so I can get that nice and straight, because I want to make sure that I get this at the right angle, and I'm just going to stamp that beside the puppy. So just give that a nice firm press. There we go. See how it looks like it's blowing away with the fan? And that's another reason why I wanted these to be the starry sky as well, so they sort of coordinated with the sentiment, but also with the designer series paper. See, that is really easy. Anyone can do that. It's not difficult at all. Let's just clean this stamp off. So we'll let that dry for a moment. If you don't like squeaky noises, turn your volume down while I clean my stamp. There we go. All right. Okie dokie. So that's everything. So you can see if I flip that cardstock over, can you see how the Stampin' Blends have bled through a little bit? They bleed through especially when you are blending. So when you're putting colour on top of colour, they will bleed through much more than if you're just colouring one single colour. So the more you add, the more sort of it absorbs into the cardstock. But how cute is that? Just super, super cute. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to attach our Corgi, or our focal image, to the glimmer paper. So to do that, I'm actually going to use, I think I'm going to use tear and tape, you know, because the glimmer paper, sometimes the adhesive, like you really need a strong adhesive for the glimmer paper because it's sort of got like a bit of a slick surface. So I'm going to use, we've got lots of different adhesives. You could use the Stampin' Steel Plus, or you could use the liquid glue as well. But today I'm going to use my tear and tape. And yes, it does tear, but I am a tape cutter girl. So I just can't. Amber always tears the tape, but whenever I try to tear the tape, I make a big mess of it. I just can't do it. I've just always been a tape cutter, not a tape tearer. There we go. And it's great that Stampin' Up! Gives us lots of choices in adhesive. Now I'll just explain to you, see how I've got the ombre effect of the paper going darkest to lightest from left to right? That is because, in my mind, because of the fan blowing the colour away. So starts out dark and then as it blows away, it becomes lighter. That's just, I don't know, that's just what I thought in my head. So that's why I decided to do it that way. All right, so I'm just going to line this up edge to edge and just make sure that I've got an even border top and bottom. So I've got a 3mm border. I'll just make sure I've got that straight before I stick it. Whoop. Not straight. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right, so I've just stuck it along the top first, and now I'll remove the rest of the tape. Just that's how I make sure that I get it straight. Now I'm not adhering the designer series paper yet because we are going to adhere the ribbon first. All right, there we go. Okay, so that bit's ready. Super cute. I love that. All right, so now before we adhere the designer series paper, we want to do the ribbon. So I need to work out exactly where I want that ribbon to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put a couple of pieces of tear and tape just down the side to catch that ribbon. Just going to put them, I think it's going to go about there and there. Now you can either wrap this all the way around. Hang on, let me just unravel a bit of ribbon. Because this is paper, it's very flimsy. Well, it's actually quite thick paper, but it's not as thick as cardstock, obviously. So as you're wrapping your ribbon, if you're going to wrap it all the way around and then around again, because I'm going to have 2 rows of ribbon, you don't want to be pulling it too tight, because if you pull it too tight, of course, it's going to bow that cardstock. So you don't want to do it too tight. The other thing you can do is if you don't want to waste your ribbon and you don't want to wrap it all the way around, you can just cut lengths of ribbon. So you can cut 2 lengths of ribbon and just tuck the end bits around to the back, which I think is what I'm going to do. All right, so let me just, I'm just going to trim up this end a little bit because this end has started to fray. Let me just do that into the bin. There we go. So we'll just cut a couple of lengths of ribbon with the tails a little bit longer than the width of the cardstock. I mean, not cardstock, designer series paper. See, I'm just losing all my words today. I don't know what's happening. Too much in my head at the moment. Okay, there we go. Now I need to work out where I want to have that. So if I work out where, well, actually I could stick that on there now. Oh, do I want him mounted up? Maybe I want him mounted up. I might mount that up actually. Yeah, rather than have everything flat. So I'll just work out where I want to position this and then I'll work out where my ribbon's going to go. I'm going to have 2 rows of the ribbon, and it is, this ribbon is quite fine, the metallic ribbon, and so it's a little bit temperamental. It's beautiful, but it's temperamental to work with. So I will do 1 piece at a time, and I want them fairly close. So yeah, probably about there. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll remove these. Now, once you remove these, you've got to be careful about putting this down on any surface, because if you do, that tear and tape is very strong and it's going to stick your DSP to whatever you've put it down on. So just be mindful of that. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it upside down while I do this. So run that along there and get that lined up and just tuck that around and see how that's catching onto the designer series paper, at the back of the designer series paper there, onto the tape where I've put the tape. And that will be enough to hold it in place. That looks pretty good. All right, and then we'll do the next one. Oops. Maybe if I hold it up this way. So I want them fairly close together, but a little gap in between. There we go. There and there. I keep sticking my finger on that tape at the back and it wants to keep grabbing me. There we go. like so. Okay, and then if you find that you have, when you've done that, if you find that it's pulling your cardstock a little bit, like mine's pulling a little bit, what you can do is you can just gently, because you've got that paper there, the tape there, you can just gently, usually, pull this and just inch it along the tape a little bit. Oops, sometimes it might come undone like that one just did. So I'll have to re-stick that one. Let's do that again. Stick. Maybe wrapping would have been easier, but then you waste a lot of ribbon. Depends. If you've got plenty of ribbon and you don't mind, you can just wrap it all the way around. It probably is a little bit less fiddly. There we go. Okay, so now while I've got the sticky tape there, I'm going to adhere this to my card base. Again, I'll just keep using my tear and tape because that's what I have out. So make sure that you put more tape over the top of that, or adhesive, whichever adhesive you're using, over the top of that ribbon, so that when you stick that down to the card, it will hold there and it won't be sort of popping up where that ribbon is. There we go. Okay. Make sure that's all pushed on neatly. Check my ribbon again before I do this, because once it's down, it's actually not straight. It needs to go down a little bit. There we go. Okay. Alrighty, so I'll do the same. I'll just remove the top piece first. Line that up. I'm just holding my fingers under that top piece so it doesn't stick yet until I make sure I've got it all lined up. There we go. Okay, and then we'll just remove the other pieces. And this one, sometimes when the tape is on the ribbon, the backing doesn't like to come off the tape because it wants to come back, the whole thing wants to come back off that ribbon. There we go. But once it's stuck down, it won't. It'll be good. It'll be all secure. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's put some dimensionals onto the back of our puppy. I'll just check my comments. Oh, you're talking about dash hounds, Dimity. Oh, right. I thought you meant corgis. I was going to say, wow, I haven't seen corgis in all those other colours. Dash hounds. Ah, okay. Oh, Robin said super adorable. You like this? Yeah. It's a very, very cute stamp, this one. So using lots of dimensionals so that we make sure we don't have any saggy bits. Nothing worse than saggy bits, especially when you've gone to all that trouble of colouring your card, colouring your image. There we go. All right, so we can remove all of those. Okay, so I'm just removing all the backings from my dimensionals. And now this is ready to adhere to the front, and it's just going to go side to side, so it's going to meet the edges of the designer series paper. There we go. Now what we can do, we're going to add some bling, but what we can do, if you can just leave it like that, and that's really sweet. But if you wanted to add a little bit more ribbon, what I was thinking was we could do this, so you can thread an extra piece under there and just tie it in a little knot to give the effect of a bow. better. So you can do one there, and then you can do one on the upper piece as well. Just tying that. This is a cheats bow, because it's not really a bow, it's just a knot. Oops, is that going to sit? Make sure that sits properly there on the top. That's better. Okie dokie. There we go. Oh, they might be a little bit long. Let's cut them off a little bit shorter. I think the other one's okay. And then what I would like to do is to stagger these. So I'll have one more to the left and one more to the right. So you've got two bows there. This one's going down though, and the other one's going up. So I must have tied them in the opposite direction. Let's see if I can undo this one and redo it. There we go. Let's try this one again. Sometimes I do that. If I tie left over right, and then I must have done one left over right and the other one I must have done right over left. And it does make a difference which way your bow is going to sit when you do that. Oh, now it's going to try and shred on me. Is that better? Oh, there we go. Now I've got it. Yeah, I must have tied it the wrong way. There we go. Now it is a little bit slippery because of the metallic in there. So if you wanted to hold it in place, you could add some glue dots underneath there if you were worried about it slipping. So, but totally up to you. But there we go. We've got the two little knots there, or two little faux bows. All right, and now we need to add some bling. So I need to decide if I'm going to add the blue bling or the metallic, the rhinestones, silvery bling. Not sure, because we've got a lot of blue happening here, so maybe we should add the rhinestones instead. Actually, hang on a minute. Let's see. You know what I'm just thinking too? The rhinestones would look good, but maybe the champagne rhinestones, because they've sort of got the browny orangey colour in them. They might go well with the corgi. Did you know that you can colour your rhinestones as well? So you can actually colour them. I wonder what they would look like. I wonder how different. Let's do that. Any bling in orange? No, I don't think I do, Julie, but I was just thinking I can colour my own. I'll show you how to do that. So if I take the dark pumpkin pie, which is what we use to colour the corgi, well, we use the light and the dark, and we can use those, because they're an alcohol based, you can use them to colour any non-porous surface as well, and the colour will stay. Okay, so that's using the pumpkin pie. So let's compare the colour with the champagne rhinestones. I think it's going to be fairly close, you know. So maybe we can just use the champagne ones. So yeah, so that's a great thing. You can colour pearls. You can, oh, pearls. Wait, the Queen always wore, do you know that the Queen always wore 3 strings of pearls and pearl and diamond earrings? If you have a look, except for her official functions, like when she had all of her crown jewels on, but when she was wearing just her ordinary outfits, she always had 3 pearl necklace and pearl earrings. So maybe we should do pearls in honor of the Queen. Maybe that would be good. But wait, I just want to compare the color. Okay, so if you compare, so that's the one I colored with pumpkin pie, and that's the champagne. So they are a little bit different. I don't know that the camera is going to show up very well with the lighting, but they are a bit different. So we could either do that or pearls. I think pearls maybe. So I've got an old packet here with some that I haven't finished off yet. So take those out. So we could use ordinary pearls. I like the big ones. I wonder, I just had an idea. I wonder, what would the Corgi look like wearing a string of pearls? Would that be cute, like a pearl collar? I don't know. Let's see. I'll just put them on. I'll place them on very gently. I'll go over to here. I just thought of that and thought, oh, I wonder how that would look, like a collar, like a pearl collar. Oops. That could be cute. What about that? I think it needs to come down lower here though. Would that be cute? The Corgi wearing a little pearl necklace. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think about that? About the Corgi having a little pearl necklace like a collar. Nice. Dimity said nice. That'll be cute. Very cute. So cute. Rose said she loves my card. Oh, I'm glad. That would be cute. What do you think? I don't know. And then we can add a couple of larger pearls around about the place, because I think we need to fill in a little bit of this white space over here. What about that? What do you think? I haven't pushed them really tightly yet, so I can lift them back off. Do you remember the pearls used to be much bigger? Oh, you like it like this, Robin? Yeah. I don't know. The pearls, well, since these old packets that used to have the green header, they're the same size as these ones. I mean, I've only got the small ones left from that pack, but I do have a couple of larger ones and they are the same size. But maybe prior to that they might have been, I'm not sure. But I think that looks pretty cute. What do you think? Have I got one too many? Maybe do I need to make it, does it hang too low? Move it up a little bit. There's that better? Yeah. What do you think? Yeah. This is, oh, you're talking about several years ago. Yeah, maybe before I was a demonstrator, Robin, maybe. I've only been with Stampin' Up for 6 years, but I did used to purchase the products for about 10 years before that. But I don't remember, maybe. Well, there you go. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I think that's really cute. And we're finished. That's it. We're done. That must be record time. It's only 5:15. That's a record live for me, I think. There we go. All right. So it's super cute stamp set and a really easy layout that anyone, I think, would be able to do. So there you go. So there's the card, there's the stamp set. So if you like this stamp set or you like this card today, check out this stamp set, the Glad We're Friends. And as I said, there's other really great sentiments in there as well. I like this one. Growing older is mandatory, growing up is optional. Happy birthday. This one goes great with the cat. A friend like you comes once in 9 lives. That's super cute. And this one says, it's Guinea, be a great day. As in gonna be a great day. It's like guinea, as in a little guinea pig. I used to actually breed guinea pigs when I was younger. My brother bred them first, and then I bred them when I was a bit older, when I was a teenager. And yeah, they're very, very cute. So there we go. Okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim this up a little bit because I think this one's still too long. Just that one was too long. There we go. All right, so there we go. So there we have our card for today. So I will bring my camera back up. I'm going to just separate the ends of these a little bit for a bit of texture, because you know I love texture on my cards. Just fray them out a little bit. There we go. All right, so there we go, all finished. Well, I will bring the camera back up to my face so that I can say goodbye to you face to face, and then also I can answer any of your questions. All right, here we go. So I'll cover up the camera and I'll readjust everything. So just bear with me for a moment. Oh, squeaky. Tighten everything up. Oh, sorry, lots of squeaky sounds as I do all of that. And we'll adjust the lighting. There we go. Whoop, up in the air. There, that's better. Okay, so let's have a look. Whoop, what's happened here? There we go. That got caught on there. So there's my cute little card. That's just so cute. I love that little stamp. That little corgi is so adorable. Super, super cute. And see, so easy to put together. Like, you don't need to go to, you know, I do like a lot of layers, a lot of texture, a lot of fussy, you know, things on my projects. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep this one really simple today. And it's a beautiful card. So there you go. So I hope you liked that one. Now, who's got some questions for me? What questions can I answer for you today? Pop them in the comments. What questions do we have today? Robin says, lovely card. Thank you for your time today. You're welcome. Thank you for joining me, Robin. It's lovely to have you with us. Let's adjust that again. Okay, questions. Does anyone have any questions about Stampin Blends? Have you used Stampin Blends before? Are you having trouble with your Stampin Blends? I should turn them around that way so you can see that they're actually... So if you haven't used them before, they're an alcohol-based marker, and they're really, really easy to work with. And in each of the colors, you get a light and a dark. And then we have a whole range of natural tones as well, which is great for skin colorings, different shades of browns, all sorts of things like that. So yeah. So any questions? No questions. You're all quiet. So you're all good. You're all good. Everyone's all good. All right. Well, if there is anything that I can help you with, if you do have any questions, then feel free to pop them in the comments later, or you can send me a message. And of course, if you're watching over on YouTube later, feel free to pop any comments in there, or you can send me a message or an email. I'll put all of my contact links there. And here on Facebook, my contact links are up in my bio. So I did forget to mention at the beginning as well that if you love Stampin' Up products and you are you have a long wish list, then let me just let you know that the best value for your money is actually to purchase the starter kit. So that would mean that you would also become part of my team, but it doesn't mean that you're locked in for anything. You can leave at any time. There's no exit penalties or anything like that. But it's only $169 for that starter kit, but you get to choose $235 worth of product. So you're already getting a whole stack of freebies there that you get to choose yourself. Plus you get free shipping on that starter kit order. And then from there on, you'll get an amazing 20% discount, which you can work that up to 25% if you choose to as well. So you would then get discounts on all your beautiful Stampin' Up products. So in my team, we have a lovely group of beautiful people. There's about 40 of us now in the whole team, and we are all across Australia. I think we've got somebody in just about every state now. And South Australia, do we have someone in South Australia? I'm just thinking, maybe we don't have someone in South Australia yet, but we have people in every other state. So we're all across the state, but we have our own Facebook group where we share inspiration, we share our projects, we can ask questions. There's always somebody who can help you if I'm not available. I'm usually in the group every day. Here and there I might miss a day, but there's always somebody else around who can help you with any questions or anything, if you need help with anything. We have a lovely community and we get together every month, and I do some recognitions of our team members. I give out prizes and awards and vouchers. We do creative challenges, card swaps, and we have creative time together every month as well, which is super awesome. So sometimes somebody will teach us how to make a project. Other times we'll just bring our own projects and just have a fun crafting time together. So we do lots of things together. And there is a Stampin' Up event coming up soon called On Stage. And we have got 10 team members attending On Stage this year, which is super exciting. So that's a demonstrator only event that will be held in November down at Darling Harbour in the exhibition, no, not the exhibition centre, the ICC. And so that's going to be super exciting. So there'll be hundreds of like-minded, crazy craft people who all love their crafting as much as we do. So yeah, it's a beautiful community to be a part of. And I've made friends from all over the world through Stampin' Up, people that I never would have had the opportunity to meet. And it's just a really lovely community, a lovely crafting community. So if you'd like more information about that, feel free to get in contact with me and I'd be happy to give you some information, answer any of your questions so that you can then make a decision if that's what you would like to do. But I love to look after my customers and I love to look after my team members. And so yeah, we would love to have you on board with us if you would like to do that. So let me know. Yes, Rose said, could I demonstrate putting the stickers on the stamps one day? Yes, I'll do a video of that for you, Rose. Yep, and I'll pop that in. I can put that here on my Facebook page, and I'll also put it in my YouTube channel as well, so that's always there available for everybody. Yep, no worries. Because I've got a really easy way to do it actually, because when you get your stamp set, it does give you instructions inside the stamp set. So when you get the red rubber stamp set, which is the cling stamp set, you have got instructions here of how to do it, but I've actually got an easier way. So I'll do a video on it and show you. I might pull out one of my other new stamp sets and I'll do a video on that for you. I'll try and get that done this week if I can, Rose. Oh, I have got a few appointments this week actually, so don't hold me to that. If it's not this week, it'll be next week, okay? Yeah, I'll do it as soon as I can. All right, well, I shall let you all go. Thank you all so much for joining me today for my cute little Corgi card. And yeah, I had fun doing that one and it was really quick and easy. So thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful week and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Now, Daylight Savings is starting this weekend, I believe, here in New South Wales and for those states who do have Daylight Savings. So our time frame, well, it'll still be 4 o'clock my time, but it might change for you guys, for everybody else who might be in other states who don't have Daylight Savings, because yes, we'll be an hour different. So there you go. So what are we? Spring forward, fall back. What are we in? Spring forward. So we're putting our clocks forward. So we'll be ahead an extra hour. So it'll still be 4 p.m., but it'll be 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time from next week. So keep that in mind as well. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great week. And as I always say, happy crafting. Bye.